Welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm Michael.
And I'm Sam.
Welcome to the show.
I lead our middle school program called Breakaway at our Orion campus of Kensington Church.
And I'm in charge of our high schoolers.
He's my boss.
Why are you gonna tell people that?
It's true. We are glad you guys are here. Hope you've had your fill of candy.
You might want to lay off the candy though, because I was just thinking the other day, are dentists even open right now?
Dentists may not be open, but you know what is open?
Breakaway and Edge. Kind of. The stream. Don't show up at church, because we ain't there.
Don't do that.
No. They got blood drives going on though. But you can't do that because you're not old enough.
You're not old enough.
Unless you're 16. Then you can.
I thought you had to be 18.
Alexa, how old do I have to be to give blood?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Why do you not know anything?
Anything's definitions are expressing an indefinite...
Sam, do you know what we're talking about this weekend?
I wish I did.
Sometimes I feel like we never really know what we're talking about.
I often feel like I don't know what you're talking about either.
Is that a wise thing to say to your boss?
Maybe not. We'll find out. Oh my goodness. Ooh.
Turn your phone off, Sam!
If you didn't know, yesterday, if you were with us, we talked about the power of Easter during our Sunday streams.
Yes, Sam, you are absolutely right.
Thank you. That sounds familiar.
So actually today though, what we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna put my dog down because he's getting heavy and I'm weak because I'm not working out.
It's really sad, Michael.
The gyms are closed. Dude, I was going like 4 days a week.
You didn't hear what you said.
No. I'm gonna put my dog down. I'm gonna put my dog down. I'm gonna put my dog down. Today, what we're talking about is our ability to influence and impact, and how it is always greater than what we think it is. When you are crammed into your house, you can't go anywhere else. It doesn't mean you can't have an impact, and it doesn't mean God can't use you to bring some life and love to others. Before we get into that, Kelsey from Studio C has a game that she wants us to play, so here it is.
The game for today is called Popularity Contest. Without knowing what the game is, Sam has written down 12 famous people. Michael is taking those 12 people and matching them up as similarly as possible into 6 pairs. Now, Michael and Sam, without looking at your phones, you guys have to guess out of those pairs which of the two have the most Instagram followers on their Instagram account. You guys can go ahead and then look them up after the fact, and then whichever person has the most guesses correctly wins the game.
Sam Fran G1 and Michael play Popularity Contest.
First pairing, Steve Carell versus Chris Rock. So who do you think is going to have more followers?
They're both older gentlemen. It's honestly a toss-up for me. I'm gonna go with Steve Carell, only because of The Office, and it might come back to bite me.
I don't know. Chris he's a comedian.
I know.
Some of their stuff is like made for online.
I know.
You know, I'm gonna say Chris Rock.
Okay. Steve Carell, 253,000 followers.
That's it?
Yes. Chris Rock. Oh yeah, he's got 3.5 million.
That's right.
Wow.
And that's one for
so
me.
many
All
more.
right. All right, second pairing. We have J-Lo versus a Beyonce.
I've gotta think it's Beyonce.
You think Beyonce has more of a following than J-Lo?
Yes.
I also agree. So let's start with J-Lo.
I don't even know how to spell J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo has 117 million.
117 mil more than me.
Beyonce had 144 million.
Number 3. Oh, okay. Joe Exotic versus Carol Baskin.
I don't know about Instagram. I'm gonna say that Carol Baskin, though.
You know, I'm gonna go with Joe Exotic.
I don't even know if he's gonna have a profile. 205,000 followers, 1 post. Carol Baskin. I bet you, though, if I type in Big Cat Rescue, it's a whole different ballgame. Ooh! Big Cat Rescue only has 151. So Joe Exotic wins?
Woo! All right, now we got LeBron James versus Michael Jordan.
LeBron.
Yeah, that's gonna be a given. I think so
And he's
too.
better overall. Just kidding.
No,
I'm not
he's
trying to
not.
I'm not trying to start it. LeBron's got 62 million and Michael 12.9 million.
Oh yeah, we both called that one. So we got J Beebs versus T Swizzle.
Wow.
What do you think? Man, I'm thinking... well, at first I'm like, well, it's got to be Taylor Swift. Everyone loves Taylor. But then I also think, man, Beebs has got a lot of believers, right? There are a lot of believers out there.
I'm going with Swift.
I think I'm gonna go with Beebs. Justin Bieber has.
I follow Justin Bieber.
Are you a believer?
131 million. I feel like I'm gonna win this. Because if Beyonce had that many, I would have to think Taylor Swift has. Oh, 129.
Oh, did I win again?
Dang.
J.
I think you're gonna
Beebs.
win the whole game.
Oh, and the last one. We got Tom Brady
What?
and Betty White.
Tom Brady.
Think so?
TB12.
You think
Tampa
so?
Bay. He was made for it. Tom Brady, Tampa Bay.
Well, I'm gonna stick with my Betty White.
There's
JBs.
no way Betty White has more, is there? She has 1.5 million.
Way to go, Betty White.
Okay, Tom Brady's got 7.5 million.
5
So I lost.
5-3. Yeah. Yeah, looks like I got the victory today, yo.
Since today we are talking about being mindful of how you impact the people around you, has anyone ever made your day, Michael?
Well, happens a lot. Because I got cool people like you working for me. See, look at that, called a compliment.
It didn't feel
You
like
should
one.
try it sometime.
You just said I made your day, and then you said I don't make your
It's
day.
called a backhanded compliment. So, yeah, this actually happened the other night. It was a little scary at first, but it was a pretty cool story. So Elizabeth and I were sitting at home here at my house, and we were watching something on Netflix involving some tigers and crazy people. So we're watching this, and it was about 10 at night, and suddenly I get a notification on my phone. Like, it's dark out, right? And I look at my notification, and it was my Ring app. And I opened it up, and I'm not kidding you, somebody ran up with a face mask on, ran up to my front door, threw something on the porch, hit our doorbell, and then ran away.
They ditched you. They ding-dong ditched you, except they dropped a bomb on your porch.
They did. So we were freaking out. We were like, who is this? We kept watching it over and over, and it was a little bit freaky. And then I looked out and saw there was a box, and so I grabbed a flashlight and went out and looked inside of the box.
And the clock was ticking down from 10 seconds. And then Tom Cruise came around the corner.
You have been watching way too much Netflix. So open up the box, and there is it's a bunch of goodies. I just want to say shout out to the Van Laneham family and for Chris for being the creepy dude who came and dropped it off. That really made our day, that they took a little bit of time to give us something enjoyable,
To
right?
terrify you.
Give us a little. Yes, they did scare us, but it was well worth it. Oh, it's cookies. Maybe. So what about you, Sam? Have you ever made an impact, a good impact on somebody because they had a need that you knew you could meet?
Yeah, no, there's recently, a few weeks ago, we bought 2 dresses. We bought an Anna and an Elsa dress for a couple of our friends' daughters. So they were like 2 and 4 years old. They were supposed to come and visit us, but then obviously couldn't. And so we mailed them to them last week. And a couple days ago, the mom posted on Facebook the pictures of the 2 girls wearing the dresses, running around. We got texts from them saying, "Oh my gosh, this made their day." And it was like this small thing of getting a gift and sending it in the mail. Just to imagine, like, if you know what it's like to get mail, normally it's even better to get mail at a time like this.
Yeah.
The Facebook post that their mom made just said how much they were loved, even in the midst of this kind of time of social distancing. I think for all of us, in a time like this, like, we can still be kind to others. Like, we might not be able to interact with everybody in the ways that we could before, but we can still put others before ourselves. And there's a verse that Paul writes to the church in Philippi: "Let each of you not only look to his own interests, but also to the interests of others." Especially now. Like, if you go to the store, maybe not as much right now, but like beforehand, when you would go in and it'd be like chaos, and you'd be like, man, ain't nobody really looking out for everybody else's interests. Like, we're like, give me the rolls, and now there's no more rolls. You're welcome. Naturally, we'll actually put ourselves above others or put our own interests before others. So it's almost radical, but it's also, because it's radical, it's such a vivid picture of God's love for us when we put the interests of others before our own.
Absolutely. Yeah. Paul, at another point, even said this: in everything I did, I showed you that by this kind of hard work, we must help the weak, remembering the words the Lord Jesus himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. And I think right now, knowing that we are so sectioned off and, divided from each other, if I'm not careful, I can focus so much on myself and not think about, wow, there's something I could probably do for somebody else. You could have just sat by yourself.
Sure.
You could have just been like, oh man, I just miss everybody. But instead you took what was in your hands and you took what was in your heart and like mixed it together and used that to help somebody else.
Sure.
And I think if the world needs anything right now, it needs more things like that.
This weekend at 10:30 for middle school students and 5 o'clock for high school students. You can join us on our YouTube channel for the Sunday stream.
Yep, and then right after we will have our Zoom small groups. And our question, could you read our question?
Absolutely. How have you been helped, or how can you help others? Maybe comment with one of those things in the comment section before you head out today. It's 1 o'clock and Michael's late for his meeting.
Well, hey, I'm Michael. Oh, no.
Now is not the time to hire. It's the time to fire. Oh, kick the dog.
And in other news, Sam just kicked my dog.
Can't go on an airplane, except I think you can.
Especially if you're a dentist.
Savagery.
I was zoning out. I was imagining what Chewie was thinking about right now.
Somebody call PETA. Can't we be more positive?
What about you, Sam? Could you make this spiritual?